Yes. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Great. Okay, good. For those who don't know me, my name is Lisa, and I have been friend with Cherylene since secondary one. So we've been friends for almost a decade long, and Sharon is actually one of my very first friend when I first got here in Singapore, and it's so cool. I remember the last time I gave a speech for Sherilyn, it was for her 16th birthday, and who would have thought that we are here almost 10 years later with the love of her life here. And this is very difficult because I thought that my speech 10 years ago was like the best speech ever. So it's pretty hard for me to give another one that's better than that. Yeah, so Shirley and I met when we were back in secondary school, and and to be very honest, we were that duo. I mean, we were the kind of friends that the teachers always had to separate because we would talk too much in class, and we were always disrupting the class when it was in session. And no matter how far apart they place us, somehow we still found our way back to each other. And yeah, so enough about that. And we bonded literally over everything. Including having the same crushes back in secondary school. Shout out to Ashworth. Thank you so much, Ashworth, for bringing us together. Which in hindsight could have gone very badly, but somehow it just brought us closer together. So I was in dance back then, and Charlene was in choir. And we've always waited for each other after practice to take the bus together to go home. Together, and even though we were really sweaty and tired and had homework the next day, and looking back, I think that's what really defined our friendship. The way as Charlene has always showed up for me, no matter what, and that's what I see in Charlene every single day. She's someone who loves deeply, who laughs freely, and whose joys is truly, truly infectious. So if you're lucky enough to have Cherylene in your life, that's the kind of impact that she's had on me. And her love for God has always really grounded her, and her kindness. And even to people who have felt like strangers at first, like me, is the kind that stay with you for a really long time. Okay, I know I'm gonna cry by this time, so let's talk about Jordain instead. The first time I met Jordain, I admit, he didn't look like any of the guys that we used to have a crush on. So I was really, really pleasantly surprised. um, from the start, I noticed that he was gentle, and he has a quiet strength. And the way that he looked at Cherylene, it was like she was the only person in the room. And as her best friend, that's the only thing you could wish for your best friend to find. And the more I get to know him, the more I realize how really well he compliments her. And he really anticipates her needs even before she says them out loud, in the way he supports her dream. And this one is really big because he flew all the way to the US to meet me and my husband, even before he's met us. And that's the kind of heart that this man has. So, as I'm standing here, I want to give you a little bit of advice before you guys begin your life together. Remember that Cherylene is always right. And even if she's wrong, she's just testing if you love her enough to admit that she's right. It's a very complex, but it is a matrimonial game. And Cherylene, you found someone who not only loves you deeply, but who also understands, cherishes you, and knows when you need a bubble tea or a hug or both. And Jordan, you married a woman who will pray with you, laugh with you, and sing really well next to you. I have never beat her in any singing competition, even when we sing karaoke together. And she will love you with the kind of loyalty and joy that she's shown me all these years. And together, you two are a beautiful picture of what love looks like when it's patient, generous, grounded in faith, and full of laughter. So I want everyone to raise your glass, and we want to cheer to the both of them. May your marriage be full of spontaneous adventure and late night talk and shared dream and lots of dancing in the living room. And you're gonna replace me in completing half of her picture. I love you both so much. Congratulations. Cheers.